my name's Ruth Parkinson and I am 30. I have a suspected, unconfirmed oligodendroglioma. I haven't had a biopsy taken because it was considered too risky, so that's why it's not a definite diagnosis. I was diagnosed after having a generalised seizure, which just happened out of the blue when I was walking out and about. My first seizure was very dramatic, very scary. I was under a lot of pressure at the time. I felt a kind of sense that I'd forgotten something. As I said earlier, I was just walking out and about. I felt like I was forgotten something. I was checking in my bag. I was looking behind me over my right shoulder. Then my leg started to feel odd. Then my leg collapsed. I collapsed onto the floor, and that's the last I remember. Then I woke up in an ambulance. I felt like it wasn't real. It felt that it didn't make sense. It didn't sort of, I thought, oh, they're going to tell me it's fine. They'll just take it out, and I suppose I had a sort of a kind of response of, I'll be the one that it's fine for. They'll take it out and it'll be fine and it'll be all sorted. I think they were probably all a lot more worried than they let on, and they probably had all their own individual reactions, but I was quite lucky that they protected me from that. No one was very sort of dramatic and melodramatic about it. Even my husband, in fact, was quite admirable in his sort of how brave he was in not sort of crumbling into a heap like I did. Lack of sleep, which generally, having a lack of sleep makes me anxious anyway. Most of my seizures occur when I'm tired or a bit run down. I almost always have a seizure if I've got a temperature, so I think for me those are the best times, the times where I'm sort of consistently always careful to sort of make sure I'm safe and that I don't go do skydiving or anything like that. I feel about a million things emotionally about having epilepsy. Probably the biggest thing is, well, the original thing was feeling really cross, especially after having seizure control for a little while. No, other things I felt before where I've reached today, other things I've felt have been, I have felt really trapped, really like I've lost my independence, really kind of limited by it. Limited, not just I don't work anymore, but limited in the sense that I can't just cook when I feel like it with my children. I can't take them to the park just on a whim. I have to make sure I've got someone with me. Feeling like, when I feel anxious, in times when I felt anxious, I've avoided doing things with my children because I haven't wanted to get stressed, so I've kind of tried to duck out of things which have fed into the pattern of depression almost. So yeah, it's made me feel a lot of things, and but now I feel about it that I need now to accept it, that the epilepsy isn't going to go, and that I'm going to have to just accept that I'm going to live with it. Don't underestimate anxiety's power to make you feel rubbish, because before having all this diagnosis and everything like that, I was quite sceptical of anxiety and all the symptoms that come along with it. But actually, the symptoms of anxiety are very real, and it's very easy to write them off as side effects of drugs that you're taking, or worry that they're symptoms of your tumour, when actually anxiety is a very powerful thing, and it can just overtake your life, and it's really important to get that anxiety under control. Well, to recognise it at first and to get it under control, because it is very much linked, in my case, to how my seizure pattern works. And the most helpful support is just support from family and friends, close family and friends, it's definitely true that you find out who your friends are in these kind of situations. There's obviously the kind of physical support when you can't do things anymore that you used to be able to do. Like quite often I would ring a friend and say, I really want to bake a cake, can you just come over and supervise me? That kind of support. But also there's been support from friends that don't live close by, family that don't live close by, and just having people to speak to, because sometimes you just need to get it all off your chest, and you need to just have a good old whinge basically, and I don't think anyone should be ashamed to do that, because it is, you know, in a lot of ways epilepsy does take a lot away from you. I have had support as well from the government. I've had money given to me, well, an hourly rate for me to choose someone to come, to be able to pay someone to come and be with me for going out and about and doing dangerous things like cooking, and if I wanted to go to the gym, which I haven't managed to do yet, which I'm planning to do, that kind of thing. So I've had support, you know, physical, you know, financial support in that sense as well. And don't forget to apply for DLA. And I would say just keep calm, listen to what everyone's got to say, ask all of the questions that come into your head, no matter how ridiculous they are, because otherwise you won't be able to sleep one night because you want to ask the questions that you didn't ask. Try and take a more philosophical view of your life. Don't go down why me route, because it's completely futile. Don't go down it's not fair route either, because that is as well. Yeah, just be calm and just accept it. Have your moments where you feel a bit rubbish. Get them out of your system, whether it's on the phone to the Samaritans at 2 o'clock in the morning, or whether it's on the phone to your mum when you wake up, or whether it's by having a temper tantrum. I don't know, but just get those things out and then just resume calmness, because if you react emotionally to all these things, it doesn't help at all.